Alrighty guys, you may remember this engine about a year ago. We ended up blowing up the top end where the piston fractured and broke into a million pieces. We made a video about it. If you haven't seen it, I'll leave a link to that. You can go check it out. But today's the day we're going to tear into that motor. This is I believe a 2000 KX250 two-stroke. I got the top end off, of course. I did pull the stator and flywheel off already. But today we're going to try to tear into the entire engine, get it down to the crank, and evaluate for failures if anything in the bottom end is bad, and then we got to go ahead and reassemble it. So that is what we're going to do. Hopefully it turns out well, and hopefully there's not a lot of catastrophic damage in the bottom end. I'm assuming lots of metal is down in there. So the lower rod seems okay. Really isn't any play in it. And it says made in Japan, so maybe that is an original Kawasaki rod. The bottom end looks pretty square in the cases, so that's good. We'll start by taking the sprocket off, and then we'll go on the other side and get the clutch cover off and the coolant hoses. Alrighty guys, we got our crankcase splitter all hooked up to the KX250 engine here. Somewhat even. You're not going to get it perfect on the stator side. The bolt patterns are just goofy. I got all the crankcase bolts out for the crankcase halves. There is one long one here. That's the longest portion of the case. The rest of them are the same length. We left these two in where your case saver goes. I did pull out the little collar for the output shaft on the sprocket. So we're going to go ahead. I think it's a 17 millimeter for this bolt here. We'll get turning on that and hopefully she comes apart. I feel this motor has been apart recently, so it should come apart without any crazy amount of grief. So we'll start splitting these cases and I'll show you what's happening on the inside. Oh. Taps with a brass hammer maybe. A little persuasion. Just kind of vibrate things a little bit here. Boy, she is on there good. Anyways, we will resume when we get some progress going on this case here and get it apart. Just as I turn the camera off, I give it a little more of a tap and a grunt, and she finally started to move. I just got to get it moving back here. She's coming now. Just light taps everywhere around just to make sure she's coming up good, and it's looking good. So okay, should be free where we can take our splitter tool out of the way. Telling you guys what a game changer it is to have one of these splitter tools.
The O-rings here for your output shaft. I'm just going to take a pick and get those out of there. All right, looking good. Now we can take our nut off completely here. We should, just gotta look for shims. Looks like, yeah, I think everything's good there. As far as I can tell, like I said, no real shims or anything. What I should probably do is get some pressure on it here. Is I will get us some 2x4s. Thread this drain plug back in. Just loosely. So that's where we're at, guys. I'm going to get this transmission on. I'll show you that when we get it out of there. Pull the shift forks, shafts out, shift forks, shift drum, then the transmission as an assembly. We're going to quick press this crankshaft out of here. Make sure the connecting rod. Our one crank bearing came with us, but it's all right. Is he okay? We have the bottom end completely apart. Crankshaft is out. You guys saw me pressing that out of the other case half. You can see there's some debris here, and the case is cracked around the bottom there where that piece got hung up. So that's not good. There's a lot of debris in here. The crank bearings don't sound good. These bearings don't sound good, so it's going to need a lot of bottom end bearings. Transmission is here. The shift forks, I just labeled them, the side that's up. They really only go one way, but honestly it takes me less time and guesswork because we know it's shifted before. So we put it back together the same way. Shift drum, our O-rings, and then here's our dowels for the clutch cover side, and then our shafts for the shift forks themselves. Pretty self-explanatory. The one with 2 shift forks has the long one. The single shift fork has the short shaft there. So other than that, we got to get these cases cleaned up and probably have Mark do some welding and try to get this one patched up, short of having to buy a case half. And then we'll get the crank cleaned up, new bearings for the crank. I have the seals already, and then we'll have to figure out getting bearings for some of these transmission side bearings. Check the run out of the crankshaft, do all that on the reassembly, and yeah, basically start from ground zero and work our way back. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this KX250 teardown. This is a 2000 model, I do believe. Very similar on a lot of KX machines, even if the 125s, very similar. So hopefully this helps. You guys can see the internals of a 250 two-stroke. A lot of similarities between all the manufacturers, but this, of course, is a Kawasaki. Hopefully you'll stick around when we rebuild this motor, and also check out the 112, 100, and hopefully an 85 rebuild here coming soon. You guys can check all that stuff out as we progress on the rebuilds, and hopefully maybe some riding in the late summer, early fall after all the hard work is done.